There we go.
Now that we have the capture card connected, let's bring it all together and set it up in OBS Studio. In OBS Studio, we're going to go to Preferences, and in the left column in Settings, we're going to go to Video, and then in here, we're going to make sure our canvas is set to 1080p, and also it is set to 60 FPS. First, we're going to set the recording format to a format that I like to edit in, so we're going to change it from .mkv to .mov. Next, we're going to change it all together and set it up in OBS Studio. Now that we have the capture card connected, let's bring it all together and set it up in OBS Studio. In OBS Studio, we're going to go to Preferences, and in the left column in Settings, we're going to go to Video, and then in here, we're going to make sure our canvas is set to 1080p, and also it is set to 60 FPS.
What am I doing? I thought I had this working already. Why? Why are you not doing the same?
You know when you and your friends get all dressed up and huddle together to blow noisemakers? Of course you.
Yo, this is how you connect and set up a capture card in OBS. Let's go. We're going to be using this generic capture card that you can buy
That's
off
the
of
one I have.
Amazon. This
Perfect.
capture card is excellent. It does 1080p at 60 FPS, and it uses USB 3.0, and there's no drivers needed.
You right. Only that many minutes late. Glad to be streaming on a Wednesday, you know? Just had to make sure I got there. There's no game yet. Who's surprised? I'm surprised, actually. I had this figured out and it's gone and broken on me, and I hate it. I can't I can't remember, or I guess I can't figure out how to set up um my capture card. It just doesn't want to work, and I don't understand. Why are you peeking? The fuck? There's so much extra space. Sorry, is my microphone peaking? Because it looks like it's peaking. Yeah? Hang on. I am so disgruntled right now. I am not happy. Same as it's been doing. I don't understand it. How about now? No, it's still doing it. I can even tell. What about now? Still. No, this is something with the software. This is not my microphone. It has like a maximum that it's reaching, but it's not in the red, it's in the yellow, and it won't go higher than that. What do you mean by that? Because I'm not sure. I don't know all of the 6 places that could be. Oh. Well, that's great. When it rains, it pours. No. Is. Oh, wait. Hang on, hang on. The fuck? Okay. Well, no, that. How about. Oh, okay. But it's still peaking. And I'm not even talking that loud, but it's going all the way up. Yeah, no, I think it is. It looks like it's still peaking, but like, let me. You know what? I'm just gonna show you this. You know what you're doing. I'm sure maybe you. I'm sure you can help me in some way. Where's my this? Oh no, not that one. That one. That looks awful. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Down here, I've got this here. And what was going on, this, so as I make this go lower, there's like an actual limit that is lower. Even though I feel like this is just supposed to like turn my volume down. I guess maybe I must be peaking the microphone. But I don't know how. Which microphone? This is my old microphone, but still my like regular microphone. Can you hear me, by the way? On the mic? No. This is my old one, and it doesn't have a volume knob. There's a thing on the front that's got like a 0 and a -10, which I assume is just like you can change the gain between 0 and -10, but that's all there is on it. And yeah, it's... Alright, changing that. So it's now at 0 instead of 10, but it's still very much peaking. Maybe now if I do it up. No, yeah, I'm speaking right now in a way that I think is quiet for me on stream, and it's still peaking. It's... Wow, that one looked bad. I'm so sorry if that was bad. That's worse. Great. Yeah. I'm guessing what that does, because again, I don't know much about this stuff. Like, I really don't, but I'm guessing what that does is it automatically, like, lowers it by 10 decibels. Hold up. Is this still doing it? Wait. I'm not... Am I still peaking? Yeah, I'm peaking. Damn it. In the Windows volume mixer. Does that... Can you turn it down like that? I am not aware of how to do that in the volume mixer unless there's like sounds. Recording. I mean, yeah, this is the one I want. Levels? Maybe it shouldn't be 100. That? Is that any better? Oh, now you can't even... It's just not picking me up as much. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know why that would have changed or like what else could be causing a problem, because you said that it's been going on for the last several streams and like I didn't change anything. I guess technically I did. I was using a different microphone, but I'm back to my old one for today. It shouldn't be like 80%. Okay, I'm gonna crank it up to 80. Tell me if it... Wait, I think it's peaking again. Maybe I can just... Okay, now it's... That's not good. Okay, I'm gonna leave this at 70 because that seemed fine. And then we're just gonna call it good there. Tell me if at any point I feel too loud or too quiet, because I have no idea. Can't hear the peaking? Okay. Well, yeah, it's not any more. Well, no, it is. And if I do this, it's still gonna like go all the way up if I talk too loud, right? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I really... Sounds good to you. Cool. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I'm super confused as it is about all of this. So, I am still having trouble trying to set up this now. Okay. So, should be working. It's all plugged into all the right stuff. Why isn't it working? I mean, honestly, that's the truest statement you've ever said about me. That's just correct. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to set up my capture card. And what it says to do is you hook the thing that you're trying to capture into the input. You hook the USB into your computer, and then it should be able to pick it up. And that's what I did. But it's not working. They've never spoken. Okay, but that's not what I want. I do not like this. This should be working, and it is not, and I do not like it. Using the same one. This guy, I'm watching this video try and like figure it out, and he's using the same one that I am, but it's not working. Um, it's just not like picking it up. Why do I have to restart OBS or something? I am like this close throwing something. Well, that's alright. For once, we're on the same footing. You don't know more about this than I do. Ha ha ha! Seriously, I just don't understand it. Switch dock is working. I can see that it's on. The Switch is like, you know, in good condition still. The capture card, I can see the little light that indicates that it's turned on and should be working. I just don't get. Is it even? I wonder if it is even like acknowledging that it's there. That's what it is. Devices. Both ends of the cable are connected. Both ends are connected. Got this one connected to the capture card. I've got it connected into the switch dock. I guess I can maybe take it out and put it back in. Although, like, that's the thing. That shouldn't be, even if that wasn't connected, that shouldn't be blocking what I'm trying to do here. Because it's not even like picking up that there is a video to find. It would show up here, at least I believe it would. I do not understand. If there are drivers for this, I was told that this should just be very simple. That you can literally just like plug it in and it should work. And it did last time. Like, that's what's so confusing to me, is this was working before. Now it's not. It is HDMI, yes. Okay. I just like undo both of those and then have any other thing for that. In input. I think that the issue is just with OBS. Like it's not recognizing that it's plugged in. Or if I just need to restart OBS. I mean, I feel like there should be a way to refresh. Like that like it should be able to search for new things, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe again, like I said, I may not even be seeing it right now. Multiple input options on the capture card in OBS. I don't. I have one thing open that has it, that used to have it, but it's not there anymore. You know what? I'll remake it. Maybe if I delete it and redo it. It'll show up. Nope, not there. You know what? Okay, this just isn't working. So I'm going to that. Oh, okay. No. I want Sudoku stream. Honestly, yeah, maybe. I really want to figure this out because if I can't, then I can't really do what I want to do. But um, Yeah, maybe I guess I should have just done all of this before I started the stream. I thought it was working, but maybe because I'm noticing as well in the settings, like there are some settings that I can't change while I'm streaming, which that makes sense. But I don't know. I figured this wouldn't be one of those things. Okay. Zoom. Good question. I can open up a Zoom meeting, my own Zoom. No, it's not there either. Oh, I don't know why it would be, because it's... I don't know, I guess... It's not camera? Although I guess it's acting like a camera. But yeah, it's not showing up there either. So I guess it's not an issue of... I guess it's just not being picked up by Windows. That's what I was just checking. I'm not sure where exactly it would be. This web page I'm looking at seems to think it's in sound, video, and game controllers, and I don't see it there. I guess it's just not showing up. Maybe under cameras? No, that's just my web. Okay, maybe I just need to install new drivers. Okay, hang on. I got one more thing I want to try. Unless maybe I... Yeah. It doesn't look like it's there anywhere. Someone was saying Someone I'm seeing online is talking about maybe like a USB cord being the problem, but I don't have any others like this one that I can test. Let me see if I can find the website that I bought this from. Maybe they'll. This is so frustrating. Yeah, no, I've tried in different USB ports and it doesn't show up. I don't. It probably is, unfortunately. I'm really upset about this. This is super frustrating. Okay, well, it's not. I guess I'll just have to figure this out on my own time. I can do something else in the meantime. This is super frustrating. I'm really upset that this is that this is what's going on. Oh well. Maybe I'll go for a more expensive one next time. One I bought was relatively cheap. I just wanted to get one to play it, to use it. But alas, earwax. Yeah, it probably is either the cable or just the capture card itself. And yeah, it is a bummer. But you know what? I am going to try to not let it ruin my time. We're just going to move on. We're going to do some Sudoku. Because why not? I literally just tried to type in Sudoku.com. I am. I'm having a weird day. Right? Stream. Yeah, you're right. Your night was ruined the second I started the stream and you had to do your job. So you're used to disappointment tonight. Okay. Hey, do you have a Sudoku that you think I should do on stream? Because I've got nothing. The one fog one. You know what? I didn't. I got a little ways into it, but I never actually got. Like, I didn't get particularly far in. It was very cool, though. Yeah, I'll do that one. Why not? Follow up if I did. Well, I didn't, so don't give me that follow up just yet. But I'll do this one right now. We can do it together. Here we go. Okay. So I remember this. The main thing here is that like the fog doesn't always act as you'd expect. Then of course you got the killer cages. You've got the arrows. You've got X's sum to 10. Shaded squares are even. White dot. Cells separated by white dot are consecutive. Black dot give a 1 to 2 ratio. And that's all. That's all? Okay, so let me see if I can kind of remember how I started this one, because it was a while back. These ones have to be 1 through 5, and actually they can't be 3, because there's no, can't have a 3-3. And then here, these have to be, what is it? 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Yeah, 6 and 9, 7 and 8. Which means, so if I remember correctly, what it kind of came down to was like this has to be a 3. Because this can't be 6, 7, like whatever these two are, but it also can't be whatever those two are. And this, like, you know, if this was 6 and 9, this has to be 7, 8, and vice versa. If this is 7, 8, this has to be 6, 9. So this can't be 6, 7, 8, 9. And then via the same logic, it can't be 1, 2, 4, 5. So this, I believe, has to be a 3. I think I know why I stopped on this one. I think on mobile, it doesn't work right. Or 0 or 15. Oh, yeah. 0 or 15. But yeah, I distinctly... I'll take a look back at it. I think I might still have it saved in there. But I remember thinking it was weird that like I put the 3 down and the stuff around it actually showed up. So I was like, oh, I guess sometimes it does show up nearby. I don't remember seeing this when I did it. Maybe I did and I'm just forgetting. Like I said, I did do it a little while ago, but yeah, just kind of weird. Not sure. Okay, the arrows. Let me remind me what the arrows do. The sum of the digits along an arrow is equal to the digit in the connected circle, and these digits can repeat if allowed by other rules. Arrows do not cross or overlap, and all arrow sums are single digit. Okay, so is this? My first guess is that like we don't know where the circle is, but I think it's gonna have to be here, because this, I don't think. Well, yeah, it has to be, because even if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, because they can repeat if allowed by the rules. Well, then the question is, what is the lowest that this could be? If this were 1 and 5, this could be 2, 3, 4. So, and then this would just have to be 9. But if this was 2 and 4, this would, like, the lowest this could be is 3, 5, which is also 9. So this has to be 9, I'm pretty sure. Does that logic make sense? I don't want to put it in. It's so hard with the fog ones, because if you just like put stuff in willy-nilly, it like kind of gives you an advantage, because like if the fog clears up somewhere, then you know that you were correct, and if it doesn't, I guess in this case, because it doesn't always clear, but in this case, like it may not be in other fog ones though. If it doesn't clear up, well then you know you were wrong, etc. Another way to see that is that the 5 white cells minimum 6. Oh. Wait, the 5 white cells minimum. Oh, I see. So these 5 and then subtract off 6. That's smart. Because then the minimum that it could be, because since we know that this is 6, the minimum it could be is some combination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then these 2 are 6, so they go away. So the minimum this could be, period, is 9, which, yeah, means that this has to be 9. It further means that one of these has to be a 3, because you've either got 1, 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. Which then just means that these have to be a 3, but one of those is a 3. I don't know how in the weeds I want to get with that, but so this didn't clear up any fog, which kind of sucks. I'm hoping that I'm right. I like how I was just talking about how like an advantage it is to be able to clear up fog, and then this didn't do it, so I don't have that advantage. But yeah, I believe that this has to be 9, because no matter, yeah, I gotta get off that this is 9. That's got to be correct. Oh, that means that this has to be 9, because 9 obviously can't go in here. Obviously that was correct because it did this. So now we've got 3 plus something. It could go here. What else does it say about the arrow? The digits along an arrow is equal to the digit in the connected circle, and these digits can repeat if allowed by other rules. Arrows do not cross or overlap. All arrow sums are single digit. Okay. Well, no, it's got to be. It's got to be single digit. Then, oh no, what is that? What's that face for, Cal? What are you laughing at me for now? Um, if this is 3, the 3, then gotta have at least a 4 here, or I guess over here it goes. Let's think in terms of this stuff for a second. So we know, using that sort of same logic, we know that this is going to add up to 21, which means that the rest has to add up to 24. Rather, because of this, it's going to also have to add up to 21. And that makes sense because we're going to have like a 15 here and then a 6 there, which leaves us with another 15 and another 6. I guess, okay, we know that this is going to have to be something. Oh, this has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Which, of course, means that it has to be 6, because it can't be, you know, this version, and it also can't be that version, which means it's gotta be, and it can't be 3, so it's gotta be 6, 7, 8, 9. But if it's anything with 6, then we can't, like, it doesn't work. That's gotta be 9, which means this can't be 6, which means it can't be 9, which means that this is 6 and 9. What about the fog not clearing for the 9? Oh! You thought I was supposed to? Yeah, I thought for a second that that might be an issue, but it seems like it turned out not to be. Okay, so now though we've got 6 and 9. We've got a 9, which means that this has to be 9, of course. Okay. Oh. Yeah. This is gonna it's throwing me off just because I'm so used to normal fogs. Um this is very cool. It's just it's gonna take me some time to figure out. I'm glad I put the threes here because now I know since this has to be even because it's shaded square. Uh, this oh come on, that has to be the three. Perfect. This is some ratio, some 1 to 2 ratio. It can't be 1 and 2 because at least 1 or 2 goes in that line. It can't be. Well, no, it could be 2 and 4. Um, I think theoretically it could be 2 and 4, or 3 and 6, or 4 and 8. Right? Because 6 could go here and then 3 could go there. If it's 2 and 4, that just means that this is 1 and 5. And if this is 4 and 8, then again, this has to be 1 and 5. But if the unfortunate thing is, if this was 6 and 3, this could still be 2 and 4. So I can't guarantee. Maybe we look at this a little long. Got to be 2, 4, 6, or 8. If these were like 2 and 4, then whatever goes here couldn't go there. But if these were 2 and 4, then this, I mean, still couldn't be whatever's there, but it doesn't seem to help. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I feel that. I get that. Um okay, so we know. Okay, let's think like this for a second. Either this is 2 and 4 and we've got 1, 3, 5 here, or this is 1 and 5 and we've got 2, 3, 4 here, which means this has to be 6, 7, 8. Which means that this has to be either 2 or 4. Which means that this can't be 2 or 4. Or no. It means that these can't be 2 and 4. So these have to be 2 and 4. That means that these have to be 1 and 5. That means that these have to be 1 and 5, which means that this is 2, 3, 4. Which then means that this is going to have to be what? 1, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. But the fact that this is 2 and 4 means that this can't be anything but 3 and 6. Which of course then means that this has to be 6 and this has to be 3. Nice. Okay. Okay. We've got an even number here and we've got 23 there. 23, that's like a middle of the road number ish. Is that supposed to be an emote? Because to me it just looks like but V nice. Sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen. But Is a BT? I don't know what is that streamer, or who is that streamer? Um. Okay. How many ways can you get 23? I feel like there's a lot. No, actually, wait. There's only one way, isn't there? With three numbers? 98, because 987 is 24. So 986 is how you get 23 with three numbers. That's right, right? 2210. Ah, you're right. I should have known. 2210. 1841. God, there are so many different ways to do this. I can't believe I forgot about all these other numbers outside of 1 through 9. Okay, so if 8 and 6 go in here, that means that this has to be the other of 2 and 4. Negative 23,046. That's my favorite one so far. Okay, well, if that's true... I guess it tells us the rest of these have to be... Oh, wait, it tells us that this can't be 6, at the very least. And then, so the rest of these, because we've got 2 and 4, we've got 6, 8, 9. So we've got to have 1, 3, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, but it looks like obviously these can't be 3, so you've got to be 3 here. Beautiful. Okay, I like this. This really, like, very like step-by-step solving is so cool. How long can I do this before I get timed out? I'm never going to time you out, dude. You just got to keep going. Okay, well, if this is 6... Okay. Wait a second. If this also has to add up to 6, the only ways to do that are 2 and 4 or 1 and 5, so that means that this has to be 2 and 4, which means that this has to be my 3. Perfect. Okay, and that got me these two, it looks like. So if these have to be consecutive... Oh, wait a second. This can't be 1 and 5. This has to be 7. That means this has to be 8, because it can't be 6. I am digging the hell out of this. We've got two numbers, or two numbers on this arrow so far. Of them can be 3. We can only have one of 2 and 4, and one of 1 and 5. See, that's also why I think it was messed up on my phone. Because yeah, I absolutely would have done this. I feel like I would have remembered it doing this, and in fact I actively remember thinking to myself like, oh, it's just doing it normally here. Why is it doing it normally? Did I do something wrong? Or is it just kind of like, and at the end of it, I just kind of figured like, oh, it I guess sometimes it just does undo the fog normally and sometimes it doesn't. Because, yeah, if I had seen like that, I would have thought that was super cool, and I would have figured that out pretty quickly, I feel like. Okay, wait. So we've got another 2 and 4 there. But that does a ton of help right now. Okay, focusing back on this. I mean, this could still theoretically be 1 and 2. And then this could be like 4. Well, no. It can't. If it was 1 and 2, this would have to be... Oh my god. If it was 1 and 2, this would have to be, I think, 6. Because it couldn't be 3, it couldn't be 4, it couldn't be 5, it would have to be 6. Which means then the lowest it could be, if there were 3 numbers, is 9 again. But that's the thing, is like we don't know where this ends. We don't know if this is the number or if this is the number. Look right there. Look at what I'm mentally pointing at. I wish I could. I wish I had your mind powers. I'm sure that there is something very obvious that I'm missing right now. Yes, of course there is. Why am I not surprised? I guess one thing to think about is that since 9 goes in here, this... I can't go 1, 2, 6, 9. That's what your point. Almost had it. I guess... So if this... Okay. So as I just said, if it were like going like this and these were all part of the arrow and then like this or this or this was the circle, as I've just pointed out, it would have to be 9. Well, that can't be 9, that can't be 9, and that can't be 9. So it can't be 3 long. It has to be 2 long. If it's only 2 long, then what could it be? It could be 1, 2, 3, except no. It could be 1, 4, 5, except no. It can't be 1 and 5, it could be 1, 6, 7. You're in physical pain. Is it because what I'm saying is like right on the edge, or is it because I'm getting further away from the answer? And I don't even know if you should answer that question because I feel like that's going to give something away. There's something in the arrow rules that I'm forgetting. Some arrows do not cross. What am I missing? I'm gonna freaking explode if I don't figure this out. So it has to be just these 2 numbers, and then this has to be something else. What this number can be, I'm not sure. It can't be 1 or 2 because that's not enough. It can't be 3, we know that. It can't be 4 because in order to do a 4, we'd have to have a 1 and 3 here. It can't be 5 because if it were 5, we'd have to either do 1 and 4, which conflicts, or 2 and 3, which conflicts. So this has to be 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't be 8. Oh my fucking god. Not 6. Because where else would the 9 go? It can't go on either of those. You're absolutely right. I was very much overcomplicating. But it got me there. It got me there. Yes, I understand your pain. Okay, so to get 9, can't do 1 and 8. Can't do 3 and 6. Can I do 4 and 5? I can do 2 and 7, or I can do 4 and 5. I guess I don't know. I didn't even... Oh, yeah. This opened up this. Okay, that's cool. Give me an 8, which means 7, 8. No 8 for you. Okay, look at this. So we've got this number adds up from those two numbers. Something here has to be a 4. This can't be a 4 because then that would be 3. If we did 1 and 4 here, that could be 5. Here we go again. Are you in more pain again? You're welcome. I think I'm just getting so lost in the like complicated rules that I'm forgetting that Sudoku has its own rules. 4 and 9? No. 4, 7. Excuse me. Which then means, so what does this have to be? This has to be 5, 7? That? Oh, but it can't be 4 because of those. So you have to be 4 and you have to be 7. Okay. So then these have to be... Okay. First rule they listed. Normal Sudoku rules apply. You're correct. They did. They told me. They told me straight up. What are these? 2, 4, 5? Yeah. Okay, except that 2, 4, 2, 4, so you can't be 5. Or you have to be 5, I guess I should. That just opened up this whole box. Is that important, or were they just giving me box? I missed. So again, this has to be either 2 and 7 or 4 and 5, which means that this is just going to be the opposite of whatever it is. And that means that this has to be either 2 or 4. because this, like, if this is 2, this will be 4, this is 4, this will be 2, because of all that. Which, of course, then means that this is going to have to be either 5 or 7. Oh, but you can't be 5. So you have to be 7, you have to be 2. Hang on. Am I correct in thinking about that? Because these have to be some combination of 2 and 4, or 2 and 7, or 4 and 5, right? Because 6 and 3 don't work, 1 and 8 don't work. So those are the only 2 options left. If it's 2 and 7, the 2 can't go here because there's already 2 there, so it'd have to go. If it was 4 and 5, 4 would have to go here because same reason. So yeah, that's got to be 2 and 4. That's, yes, this all makes sense. It's this 4, 4, 4, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 4. My goodness. Okay, I feel like they're trying to pull a fast one on me here. This is a 3, but it goes like this, and I'm guessing it's going to be like a 1, 1, 1. Because I don't think any of those can be 2. Because if it was a normal 3 where you can't repeat for whatever reason, one of these would be 1 and one of these would be 2, but they can't be 1. Neither of them can be a 2, which means we have to have just 3 1s. But we don't know where the arrow goes. It probably just continues up, but actually no, the arrow has to go there because of Sudoku. Duh. Hey, look at me, Cal, I'm doing it. Can you believe it? I can't. You're so shocked. You're so proud. Aw. That's so sweet of you, Cal. Okay, so now what do we have left that we can work on? I guess it really is just Sudoku. Like, that's got to be 9. Which makes this 6, 9. This has got to be 5. Okay, do I have all the 9s? I do. I don't have all the 3s. Nor can I get them all. Definitely don't have all the 2s. Got all the 1s, wow. How about 4s? Any 5s? 6s, I don't have a lot of 6s. Oh, what am I doing? This one has like 1 and 8 1s, all the 1s. I'm missing a 1? Oh, the middle one. Yeah. Well, I wasn't talking about that one. Clearly, Cal. Come on. What are you thinking? There we go. Now I have all the 1s. I feel like there are I haven't hit yet. Are there? No, I guess not. I've hit all of them at least once. Okay. Never mind. 1 and 5. What am I looking for now? 2, 3, 4. 4 and 5. 2, 3, 7. Oh, look at that. You're my 7. That's one I haven't looked at. How many 7s do I have? 7. You're not 7. Oh, 7 is much too high for me. Why haven't I been looking? 7, 8, which makes you a 6. Oh, hey, and that means you're 8, you're 7. 8. Okay. Six. 3 or 6. Beautiful. Threes. 2s. No. 4. 5s. That's helping. 7s. 8s. I need to get this filled out to figure out any of the rest of them. 6s. 6. That's the one I want. 5. U4, U5, U7, U5. This is a 3. What still goes in here? 1, so 2 and 3, which can't go there. It's most we get. 2, 3, 4, 7. Okay, 7. These can't be both 2 and 4. I said 2, 3, 4 now, right? Yeah. 4 means you're 2, you're 4, so that means that you're 2, you're 3, you're 2, you're 3, and we're done! Woo woo! It took me about 37-ish minutes. That was fun. Thanks. GG. I loved that. That was awesome. Cool. You said you have a follow-up on, right? Yeah, hit me with it. Just so I don't accidentally, didn't want to accidentally show all of our private messages between us. Go. Also, I just have to say it again. That Ship of Theseus joke was hilarious. Especially because I love that movie, 500 Days of Summer. It's such a good, what's the word? It's exactly the kind of movie that I would want to see. The exact kind of story I would want to happen to a character like that. It's so good. Super related, except that it's fog again. Okay. Is it the weird fog again? Or... Oh no, it looks like it's only partially covered in fog anyway. Digits on a gray palindrome line read the same forwards and backwards. The lines do not bend, diverge, or cross each other. Okay. Fog, love, Brigitte. Boogie woo. It's funny. I like boogie woogie. Boogie woogie. Okay. Interesting. So no guessing is required. The fog is only down here. All up in the sense that I felt like save it because you had a fog puzzle already. Okay. There's no connection other than the fact that they both have fog. Cool. I like that. So I'm not even sure where to start with this. The only the only rule here that is specifically how to play the game comes from the palindrome lines. the other bit about the fog is really just sort of a way to obscure future moves. Interesting. Okay, so we start with this 5 down here. If we're talking about palindromes, so we can think of it sort of like this. Somewhere in here are 2 5s. But if it went here, these can't be 5s. Because since it goes like that, I guess theoretically those could be 2 separate lines. I don't know for sure. I'll say this one can't be a 5, because then that one would have to be a 5, and that can't be correct. Dot 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 dot. I'm kind of thinking that might be why it's like that. Is that why you had the dot dot dots there? Is because I'm onto something, or you don't give anything away, but okay, here same kind of deal. We need a 5 in each column, but if I put it, I can't put it there because I have to go there. I can't put it there because then it'd have to go there. I could put it 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 there. There. Yeah, there's a lot of spots I could put a. But I guess if I put it here, I'd have to put it there too. Does that cause any issues? If that one was there, it would have the other one would have to go somewhere here. Okay, wait. Actually, before we go that direction, if it was like this, then I couldn't put it in any of these spots either. I wouldn't be able to put it in those spots. I couldn't put it here, because then it would have to go there. Those 2 spots still do. So maybe not. I'm over here, so if this is all one big line, I couldn't put it here because then there would be a thing here as well, a 5 there as well, and that obviously doesn't work. But by the same logic, I wouldn't be able to put it here, or like I'd have to put it here, so I just can't put it there. But the thing is that those 2, why doesn't what work? What, this spot? I've kind of been on this line of like if I assume that these 2, like if I assume that this is a 5, then this would also be a 5, and that kind of like screws things up here, because if this is one big line here, then if I put a 5 here, I'd have to also put a 5 there, which obviously doesn't work. But if it's not one big line, if it's like these 2 and then these 2, then I'd have to put a 5 here, and that also doesn't work. So I couldn't put it there if I assume that I've put 5s here as well. But honestly, I think I'm getting lost in the weeds there. Like it's taking me too far askance from where I'm starting. So I don't think I want to go that route. Not that far, at least. Interesting to point out, this has only one spot that isn't part of a palindrome line. Not not majorly, because it's not like the German whisper lines. It's not like that where you have to be like worried about the numbers relating to each other. In this one, the numbers next to each other don't matter. It's the numbers on opposite ends or at opposite points that matter. So that's different. There's got to be something I can do that's like it's going to tell me where a 5 goes. Because since I'm starting with a 5 and the palindromes don't affect the number of any of these things, just the order, there's got to be some way that I can put a 5 somewhere. In terms of like helpful-ish locations, I know that there's 5s in these locations for sure. But as I've pointed out, like I can't put one here because then that'll cause that to be a 5. I can't put one here because that'll be a 5. If I put one here, it would also have to go there, so that doesn't work. Maybe it is something to do with all these lines. Like if I could show that the ends of each of these lines, well, no, but it's not just the ends because it's also this stuff here. If so somewhere in here, right? In this shape are 2 5s specifically. If I put a 5 here, if I put it here, there'd have to be one there, and then there'd have to let me ask you this, Cal. Am I overthinking this at all? Because I feel like I could be, and I just. Is that a tough question to answer? Fair enough. So all of this, there has to be a spot that I can put a 5 specifically. In here, I already know that 5 can't go. If okay, say that this was a 5. None of these can be a 5. This can't be a 5. This would have to be a 5, which means that none of this stuff could be 5. What about the other locations? Like, this means that this can't be a 5. Those can't be a 5. Like, those could be 5. This couldn't. Could. This is... And a plan, a canal, Panama. Deed. All palindromes. Race car. Um... I guess... I don't know. I can't tell if I'm overthinking this or underthinking this. Is the fact that there are so many things, but I'm only given one number, is really throwing me off here. Hold up. Say for a second that that was a 5. Then that would be a 5. Then one of these would have to be a 5. But whether this is a long branch or like 2 shorter branches, this can't be a 5, so it would have to be there. Which means that one of these would be a 5. But if this were a 5, then this would be a 5, which is fine. If this were a 5, then this would be a 5, which is not fine. And if this were a 5, then this would be a 5, which is also not fine. If all of that is true, and one of these has to be a 5, but it can't be that because then it would also be that. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, no. That one, that one, that one, that one. So then that one. So one of those two. One of these 3. Oh, not that one though. Oh, which means not that one either. So then one of those 2. It was that one. This will be that one. So it's like this. Great. I was kind of hoping that I would reach a point where, like, oh no, there's, you know, fives that don't fit together, but, well, this didn't work. I wonder if I just happened to pick the right spot. That would be freaking hilarious. But I don't want to guess like that. Like, I want to be able to prove it. Okay, let's try this one more time. So, at the gate, like, this cannot be a 5. This cannot be a 5. That can't be a 5. Excuse me. This can't be a 5 no matter what. Because either it'll be like this and it'll be 5, 5, and it'll be blocked by that, or it's a long one and it'll be 5, 5, and they're both in the same box. So that doesn't work. So this one cannot be a 5. That's new information I didn't have before. This one still theoretically could be a 5 because it could be 5 and then 5. Which would, of course, mean that one of these has to be a 5, but it would have to be this one specifically because that one would then... Have you done this one yourself, Cal? That's... I think there's so many spots that could be 5s. I wonder if any of them... This one was... This one would also be a... This is to be a 5, except it... Review could still be a 5. Yeah, well... Bully for you! In here, there's only one spot, or 2 spots, I'm sorry, that don't have a line. That matter? I feel like it's kind of connected to this one. I mean, it is connected through those lines in a lot of ways, but also, like... No. Yeah, nothing. Talking about palindromes. Of the same number. placed in a way that that would be possible. Oh. Um. Seriously? Well, that's not good. I guess maybe I should turn it up a little bit more. Maybe something weird happened when I switched the microphones and then switched back. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in a bit I'll want help, but not this second. Um Based on theoretically you could have like 5 and 5 and 5. Like that's a possibility. But that's like the only one that you can. Which makes me think that maybe we will. That'd be maybe not. Quiet. That makes sense. Yeah, I need to be more cognizant of that sort of thing. Am I missing something like obvious, or have I just not found like the piece of logic to sort of unlock the start of this puzzle? Okay. So this one has this rule. It talks about the palindrome lines themselves and just how they read forwards and backwards the same. But it also says they do not bend, diverge, or cross each other, which to me means like it's a hint about this. There's not a line here. Well, I guess maybe there could be a line here if these break. But like that's kind of the point is like we don't need to it's not going to be like that or like this or, any sort of curve to the line. That's all they give us. So in this box, one of these has to be a 5. Put it here, it couldn't there. If I put it here, it'd have to go there, etc. If I put it here, it would go there. That one here. So I was specifically talking about, like, on this long line, if I assume that a 5 goes here, then a 5 also goes here, which means somewhere along this line, like, or somewhere in these three, there's a 5. But if I put it here specifically, again, assuming that these are already 5s, then if this were a long line, this would be a 5 and this would be a 5, and it wouldn't work. Assuming that these are 5s. That was... Is that what you're talking about, or am I mixing things up? What? Am I just an idiot right now? What are you talking about? Just realized there's no chat on screen. Whatever, I don't care. Am I just being an idiot? If I were a sassier person right now, I would time you out. Cool. Okay, so what's funny is I even said that. I said it out loud that, like, oh, these can't both be 5. They can't both be anything. They can't both be the same. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I'm sure you're right. I'm sure that was very painful. I just get so, like, focused on certain things that I completely forget other aspects of this game. Okay, well, with that in mind, knowing that these have to be two separate things, does that help at all? So we're talking again about 5s. So we already said that that can't be a 5. This definitely can't be a 5. But that could. 5. These two would have to be a 5. Does that matter? No, because it just... So in this box, none of these can be a 5. That's it. This can be a 5. It's the same shape even. Like, none of those can be a 5. None of these can be a 5. Which you can't. You can't be. Like, does any of this even matter? I guess, okay. They kept this obscured for a reason, but they also made it something you can logic out if you're fucking smart enough. So the question is that important? The fact that these are two separate palindromes. It's the same number here, separate number, but still the same. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. The fact that case so if these two, whatever goes here obviously can't also go there. Also can't go there. Those all have to be 3 different numbers. This can't be the same as either of those. Same, yeah, same all around. Matter. I guess I could start coloring. Could use just like pick a line and color it and then see what comes of that. Go Christmas colors. Do I even have letters on? Oh, letter tool. Right up at the top. God, am I just hopeless at this? Letter tool is on. Is it part of this? No. Oh, it's there. It is. Is this actually even doing anything for me? so. Okay, no, I'm just gonna confuse myself more if I start trying to do stuff like that. Letters, that's smart. Go back to numbers. Oh, go. I see. Go back. Um, it's hard to come up with a strategy for this. I don't even know where to begin. I guess you know what. Let's do it. ABBA. So these can't be 5. I guess I'll say that. Which means it can be A, for instance. Does that even do anything for me? A lot easier based on yourself. I guess we just have different brains when it comes to this kind of puzzle, because I just don't know where to start. I see the 5 and I'm like, yeah, okay, we've got to put a 5 somewhere else, and that'll like slowly pick things apart. But I have no like real concrete idea of where to go, where to start, how to even find that kind of answer. Sorry to disappoint. I feel a bit embarrassed. These are all the spots theoretically that a 5 could go. Not sure. On the right track now. Oh, good. Um, yeah, maybe that's all it is. But I don't know. This does feel very difficult, or at least really like cerebral. I don't know. So I guess maybe let's think like if I put a 5 of these two spots. I appreciate you saying that, but I definitely feel not. I guess I don't feel dumb so much as like I guess the best word I can think of is stumped. The long versus the short line. Yeah, that was pretty dumb for sure. Um, maybe I need to think like if I put a 5 somewhere, it like cancels out all possibilities of other 5s, a certain box or something. Because this is just based on the 5 here, what can't be a 5. Maybe the next logical question is other 5s might keep me from leaving the Sudoku. So like if I put a 5 here, um these two palindromes are kind of they're lined up with each other. So these two and those two. Shit. So I don't have to keep this all highlighted. I'm gonna do that. All the spots that a 5 could theoretically be. Don't like that. This was a 5, then that would be a 5. This would have to be a. One of these would have to be a. It couldn't be this one because couldn't be this one because that. So it would have to be that. I mean that one, which means that that one. So then one of these two and one of these two. No, like this. Unfortunately. What about you? If you 2 5s. Couldn't be you, it'd have to be you. I feel like this is one I. So one of you, So you. So you did already, because it ends up in the same thing, like that. Noticing that one tends to be a 5 quite. I don't know. That one couldn't. This one. I am so lost. I think I might just need to take this on my own time. As it is, I should probably call it soon. So I should probably call it like now. Um, this really is fascinating, though. I really want to do this out. Yeah, no, thanks for being here. Thanks for helping me through my issues as much as you could, and thanks for chatting with me while I did Sudoku, even though the last fucking almost an hour has just been me staring at this same puzzle doing nothing. Putting you in pain as I constantly miss the one bit of logic I could have logicked out. Thanks for being here, Cal. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad you were entertained. I really am. We should try to find another time to do another Sudoku. I would like that. That sounds fun. Yeah, hopefully I'll have this whole thing figured out with my capture card next time. If not, then I don't know. Maybe we'll do another Hollow Knight thing or play another Sudoku. But at the very least, I'm definitely going to stream again this weekend. I will see you then. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the good luck. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, and I hope you have a good rest of your night. Bye, Cal. Thanks.